Welcome to How You Can Own a Business with a Mission That Matters. Look, if you're considering business ownership and you want a business that has a low investment, high ROI, but you'll also get that rewarding feeling where you're helping people, giving back, supporting your community for those who need it most, well, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Stacy Riska, and I'm joined by my husband, Dave Riska. We're franchise matchmakers with Next Level Franchise Group. We help you do what you love what you do, in a business that's a perfect match for you. Now, maybe today's franchise, Home Helpers Home Care, will be that perfect fit, but maybe not. What I can tell you is that you're going to learn a lot today, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. So we are thrilled that you're here with us today.
Welcome to What's Your Next. This is the go-to podcast for aspiring business owners who want to get to the next level, escape the rat race, and give their middle finger to the corporate 9-to-5. If you want financial freedom, work-life balance, and the business of your dreams, you're in the right place. Dave and Stacy Riska, husband-wife franchising duo, openly share their successes, failures, and lessons learned in franchising, business ownership, and working with your spouse.
Now, here in the United States, if you've been following the news, there's something happening out there called a silver tsunami. We are in a world now where there's big change happening. You see, every single day, 10,000 people are turning 65 years old and beyond. 10,000 people turning 65 every single day. Well, this aging demographic is clamoring for assistance, and most of it is non-medical. So many of these seniors, what they're really looking for is home help and care for. Pun intended. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce our featured speaker today, Clay McKee with Home Helpers Home Care. And he's going to share a lot more about this exciting opportunity with you today. So get your pen and paper ready. Let's go ahead and get started.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate the time here today, and I'm going to share my screen so we can all have that up here together. So my name's again Clay McKee. I am the AVP here at Home Helpers Home Care, and I've been here almost going on about 10 years now. So I've helped a number of individuals get this type of business up and running, and been in franchising space over a decade here as well, and also a certified franchise executive, which some people think that means certified fraud examiner, but it's not. It is essentially like a master's in franchising, and it really comes from helping a lot of people, like people in your space, get to the point of owning a business. So I'm here in Cincinnati, and hopefully my wife has moved to the second floor, so you don't hear my littlest one here running around, because he's definitely the crazy one. But a little bit about Home Helpers here, and why you all are here today is like Stacy said. I mean, this is a phenomenal industry. It's a huge industry. It's the fastest growing sector of healthcare, and it's projected out past 2060. So it's not going away anytime soon. And Home Helpers was really one of the first to pioneer this in the franchising industry, as we've been doing this here for 25 years. We'll be hitting our 26th year in May. Have over 300 franchises nationwide in about 46 states. And that makes us one of the very few that have that tenure and that size. But also, it also means that we've really built a brand over that time to help hundreds of owners be very successful. And as you can see through some of the numbers here on your screen, top office doing over 15.4 million, average top 50 doing almost 3 million, and just our average owner, which again, we don't want to bring in just average people, which is why this grows every year, is doing close to 1.3 million. So what we mainly look for in what the brand is the core for what I call it is helping seniors at home with non-medical home care as they pay out of pocket. You know, that's the core. The thing is, we've never put senior in our name. So you can open this up to new mothers, recuperative care clients, people with lifelong illnesses. It can be private insurance, long-term care insurance, skilled medical, or wherever they call home. So there is a lot of additional ways to be able to scale this business with the individual. The other four here that Stacy actually mentioned a little bit earlier is called Cared For. And this is something that is proprietary to us that we built during the pandemic, which differentiates us from every other home care company in the space. And what it is and why it's labeled Cared For is this is a program that helps to promote full comprehensive home care to the individual. And it starts with the personal care companionship. So going in, sending a caregiver into the home of Mrs. Jones to help her with cooking, changing, or cleaning, whatever it may be. Having our the safety and 24-hour monitoring, which is our direct link side of the business. It comes with the home helpers offering. And that is the I fall and I can't get up type of technology that fills in the hours of the day that no one's there. Wellness checks into the client during times that the caregiver is not there. And then nutrition plans through Clean Eats that are heart healthy, diabetic friendly, chef inspired flash frozen meals that are sent directly to them. This is huge with the hospital dischargers because what this is doing is this is reducing the readmissions back into the hospital of those seniors that have fallen or have medicine mismanagement or nutritional issues. This is covering all of that. It's been huge with our referral sources. I talked about that direct link just so you can kind of get an idea of what that is. Mainly, that is the personal emergency response system unit that goes around the neck or on the wall. But there's a whole suite of products that you're going to be able to introduce to the client to add additional revenue streams into your business, from fall detectors to geofencing to medication management. So there's all sorts of these different ones that are monitored by a company called AlloCare that is a 5-diamond certified monitoring company. So it's not you taking the call. All of this is handled through a third-party vendor that we use. What I work with all of my clients on, and as I had said, I've been here almost 10 years in the industry, well over a decade. Every one of my clients I work with through what I call my 2 T's and my 2 F's, and that is the fit, the financing, the territory, and the timing. It's kind of like the 4 legs of a chair. We need to make sure that they're all stable for us to be able to have a good partnership. So that's what I'm going to work with my candidates on, is making sure the territory is there. What do the demographics look like? Is there a senior affluent demographic? The financial side, and what are we looking at to make sure that they're properly invested? Is this going to be the right fit? Can you see yourself doing this type of business? And then laying out that process and that timing of how to be able to go through the awarding process all the way through to getting the business launched with our support team. So when looking at the kind of track record of success, I know this shows to the end of 2021. We had a phenomenal year in 2022, and all those numbers will be coming out here soon. So that graph's continuing to be able to go north. But we've had 25 years of consistent year-over-year revenue growth. The last 10 years, which is kind of shown in this graph here, we have a 10.6% average system-wide growth. So every single year, we have been growing on average double digits. And that's a testament to the industry, but also that is a testament to what we have built here with Home Helpers, the branding, the success of the owners. And we have a lot of expansion that happens as well, as about a fifth of the franchises that we award are awarded to an existing owner, and some own 2, some own up to 15. So it is something that can grow very rapidly, even outside of the initial market. The financial performance representations, this is actually a snapshot out of our FDD, or franchise disclosure document, something that all my candidates will go through. We'll go through together via Zoom. And what I wanted to snapshot onto here was showing you the last 3 years, some of the growth that we've seen in different columns. And what you'll see is we do exclude out the freshmen in this, the first year, just because there are some states that could be longer in licensure, so we don't want to have those numbers skewed. But second year and beyond, we have all these numbers into here, and you'll see top office doing over 15 million. They had a huge growth in 21. Average doing over almost 1.3 million, another double-digit growth. Well, you also see there in 2020, yeah, it wasn't a double-digit growth that year. You kind of ask, all right, well, why is that? That's 2020, and that's the pandemic for you. And I can tell you that 90+% of industries out there didn't see a positive growth. We did. We're an essential business and continue to stay open, and grew because of that. So all these numbers we'll be able to go through. We want to be very transparent with all of those to understand what's achievable, but also on the other end, what does it take to invest into the business? I'll get to that here in a minute. Awards. I could paint the walls with the different awards that we have here as franchising and home care, but continue to be on the Franchise 500 in entrepreneurial. Our CEO and president, Emma Dickinson, has been here 15 years. She's also the president of the Home Care Association of America, and she's a 3-year winner of 50 Women of Wonder through Franchise Dictionary. And then we have an extremely strong veterans initiative here with helping veterans achieve the benefits they're entitled to, hiring veterans through our military spouse program, and then a deep discount for veteran owners themselves with a 20% discount off the franchise fee. Because we just know veterans follow a system very well, and we want to make sure to help our fellow veterans nationally. So to understand a day in the life as an owner, what would you be doing? It's different for every owner. Some owners are very marketing savvy. Some are more HR savvy. Some are more business management or office management. So typically our owners come in wearing those 3 hats, and we are going to assist them in understanding that not all those hats may be their strong point, but play to their strengths, hire to their weaknesses. We'll build that around them, and we help tremendously on the front end by taking care of all the accounting for the first year, to taking care of the call center for the first year. So really marketing that business with referral sources, hiring caregivers to be able to go out to the homes. That's really what you're going to see to build the business foundation, and then start to hand some of those hats off at that point. Just a few more slides to go through here to be able to help you understand a little bit of the growth. Once we've gone through the awarding process and worked with myself and my team to get to that point, then the baton is handed over to our operations team, our onboard support team. And it's very unique in what we do compared to any other businesses in franchising in general, or home helpers specifically. But our onboarding team works with you for the first 2 years of your business, hand holding through there to make sure that all your licensure is set up, to getting your business entity set up, price wage analysis, competitive analysis, business plans, projections, everything set up even before you come to training to make sure that business foundation is built. Then we have a 5-day new owner training that you'll essentially drink through a fire hose for a week, and then be able to take everything back home, implement that with your onboarding team, and launch the business. Once you've gone past 2 years with that onboarding team, then you graduate to working with a regional operations manager that works with you to the point that you want to expand, you want to sell the business. We have an asset divestment program that actually assists owners in reselling that business, which we do about 20 to 30 a year. So it's always going to be top of the list for people looking at resale opportunities. What we look for in owners, it's not a specific personality or specific background. So as Stacy and Dave had mentioned, do you have to have industry experience? No. Do we have nurses? Absolutely. But I'd say the majority of individuals are corporate refugees, individuals that are looking to get away from the daily grind, to really stop making someone else a lot of money and make themselves a lot of money in a business that truly has a lot of compassion. You lay your head down at night and feel really good about what you do. But individuals that want to follow a system, they don't want to recreate the wheel. Go in there and truly help in the community, but at the same time create a legacy for them, for their children, or something to where they can retire earlier. That's really what we look for in owners across the region. So lastly, to understand what it takes to become a home helper's owner. You of course work with Stacy and Dave here to get set up, but I would be taking you through a process myself, introducing you to my team, owners. But we'll start with those 2 T's and those 2 F's to again make sure that we are aligned within those markets. And the franchise fee runs $48,900, and the working capital, typically we like to see about $60,000 to take care of state licensing, insurances, marketing, softwares, just things needed to successfully run a business in the first year. And I understand it's not pocket change by any means, but then again, this is not an exorbitant amount that you'll find in a business that would require a storefront or product or equipment, because we don't need any of that. Most states will allow you to be able to run this from your own home. So that's a big difference here. I mentioned the veteran initiative and discount 20% off the franchise fee. So it puts about $10,000 back into your pocket as a veteran. And we want to thank the veterans for that. But again, looking at this, I always say is look first at the industry, make sure it's growing, make sure it hasn't hit its apex. Then look at the brand, make sure that it's got a lot of tenure and it's continuing to be able to grow. And then lastly, I always say, look in the mirror and make sure that you can see yourself doing this. And if all three of those line up, then we really have a great fit and a great partnership that can be built. So thank you all for the time, and I will hand it back over to Stacy and Dave to see if there's any particular questions.
Great. Well, thank you, Clay. What kudos to Home Helpers. I mean, so many of you said you're looking to be corporate refugees. Well, Clay said it, right? A lot of their franchisees leave the corporate world. And why? Because they want financial security. Well, double-digit growth for 10 years in an industry that's growing. What did he say? It's going to continue growing up into and through 2060. But you're here, you might have some questions. So we want to have you use the chat and or raise your hand, unmute yourself. Do you have any questions at this time for ourselves or Clay?
It's Kimberly. So question, what's the link for where all the existing franchises are located? I've been searching, but I've got a million hits on the search engine.
Yeah, it really, like I said, we're in 46 states. It really depends on what area in particular, because there's even some states that or areas that we've got a lot of concentration in, but then other parts of the state are wide open. I can always look at particular ones. You can go through Stacy and Dave, but you almost, I mean, there's really no area that we're completely sold out of. It's just going to be, is it going to be your backyard, and are the demographics there to make sure that this is going to be the right market.
Got it. So is it homehelpers.com, or I guess that's my question.
Yeah, helpershomecare.com. Yeah, and I would to be for sure onto that, like I said, go through Stacy, or Stacy can get that over to me, and I can even put together a mock map or look at the particular demographics there specifically within that area.
All right, thank you. I found it. Thank you.
Great. Anybody else? What questions do you have?
To go on that, I'll just say real quick to kind of Kimberly and others is that I didn't, with the time, I wanted to make sure not to take too much time, but the territory is important as well. And we have one of the largest territories within the industry because we go by total population. If you remember when I went back to the beginning, we've never put senior in our name, even though that is the core. We want to make sure that we look at a total population of about 250,000 people. And the minimum that I would look at with seniors within a market is going to be 10%, which is 25,000. That is what a majority of the other senior care companies will allocate to a market, is 25, maybe 30,000. I just built a market in Florida, of course, Florida, elder state, that had 93,000 seniors within the area. That would be 3 to 4 territories with some other brands. But because of the way that we build these, it really allowed for a very large concentration of a senior demographic. And then all the areas that are outside of that are open and available without another Home Helpers owner, you can be able to service at your leisure. That's how a lot of owners expand into additional markets, because their marketing isn't going to stay in those magic walls of what your territory is. They're going to expand out. Hospital networks you're going to get with are going to have people that need your services all over the market.
Are the employees that you have, are they employees? Are they 1099s? How does that work?
Good question. They are employees of yours, and the easy way to be able to recognize if they are a W-2 or if they're a 1099 is, do you dictate their schedule? And if the answer is yes, then they have to be a W-2. And with this, as we get the plan of care from the hospital discharger or through the website, the adult children are saying, mom needs care Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day, then our software is automatically finding the match to the best caregiver that fits those needs. And then that individual's hired in, and we're directing them to go to that client's home at this time. So they are considered W-2s, but for the most part, they are part-time. So we're thinking elderly themselves, stay-at-home moms, empty nesters, nursing students. These are a different pool of employees than what McDonald's is looking for.
Yeah.
With an individual. And so you don't have to be paying benefits and things of that nature for the large majority, because the majority is to be part-time.
Got it. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Kimberly. Great questions.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Hi, this is Deb. So
Hi,
when I did, hello. So when I did just a search like in my area, there's 13 other like companies associated with, just doing a search for home helpers. So while the closest actual home helpers in upstate New York is in Camden, New York, I'm just wondering, how competitive going into a market like that.
So I get this all the time. This is great insight in seeing that. So it's probably not the answer you're thinking, but I can guarantee you there's more than 13. So the thing is when we look at this, a lot of people look at the Google Maps or what have you and go, oh my, so many that are out there. And it's kind of compared a lot of times to a McDonald's or something like that. Well, the majority of the ones that are out there, usually 80+%, aren't even considered competitors, because it'll be an independent or maybe a regional company. And a lot of times the owners of those do the caregiving themselves. They're a very small company, but they have a unique name or something, and they show up on Google. We do a competitive analysis on true competition in the market, what they charge, what they pay caregivers, what the differentiators are, and it typically comes down to about 4 to 5. And when we look at the amount of seniors within a market, the potential revenues that get the end of there, then we know no area across the U.S. is saturated. Home helpers being 25 years can go into any market and grow an extremely successful area. I don't know where Camden is, but I can look, but I know upstate New York, 10 years ago, I brought in one of the first franchises here in Schenectady, Rotterdam. I don't know if that's close, but
That's in Albany. So I'm in Rochester.
gotcha. We do have another owner in Syracuse East. But Ramon and his wife Maria, were our top office 3 years ago, doing over 9 million a year. And they have one territory in upstate New York. So that kind of comes up a lot of times. You have to be rural, you have to be in the city, and we have owners all across the board in different demographics that run very successful businesses. Rochester is wide open with us. So that would be a market that you'd have pick of the litter of the area on.
Great question. I would, competition is actually good because it validates there's a need for those services. And there is strong need for this. I think what really differentiates home helpers is a lot of things. One is, as Clay keeps saying, they don't have senior in their name. So you can go out and go really broad and big. Imagine people being discharged from the hospital who need help, or just a crazy mom who has a lot going on. Home helpers really makes it very broad in who you can serve. And they have multiple revenue streams, which makes it a very strong business model.
And I'll tell you too, is that when it comes down to, there's really 3 tiers of marketing. You got your digital side with the websites that attract the adult children, typically all across the country. We have national alliances, about 65 different national alliances, many of which are lead generators to send it down. But how you scale the business over time is through local referral marketing. And we've found over 40 different types of referral sources. And our software extracts out names, numbers, addresses, emails for all those individuals and imports that into your CRM software. So you're going to know exactly who all the hospital discharges are, who all the OBGYNs, who all the mental health facilities. And then we have marketing campaigns built specifically for each type, because there's different brochure that you would bring to an OBGYN than you would to an elder law attorney. So we have all of those built. Really, all that work has been done for you in that market. It just takes you to be able to implement it locally.
Does anybody else have any questions they want to ask of Clay? All right, so you might be wondering what's next. We're so glad you asked. So, you know, you've learned a lot today, but you still might have some questions. Maybe Home Helpers is a good fit, maybe not. So Dave and I, we want to invite you to a dream business matchmaking session. And we'll explore business ownership, see if it's a good fit for you. And if so, we'll help you find that perfect match. Certainly, if you want to learn more about Home Helpers, we'll make that connection so you can get more information from Clay. So to do that, just go to explore.nextlevelfranchisegroup.com, explore.nextlevelfranchisegroup.com, and you can grab a day and time on Dave and my calendar. You see our contact information is on the screen. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you so much for joining us today. Does anybody else have any closing questions or anything else they want to ask before we close out today's session?
No, but thank you very much. You really opened my eyes to some things.
Great. Thank you for joining us today. We're glad you're here to learn and explore.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Make it a great
Thanks,
day.
everybody. Bye, thank you.